Welcome to the English Learning Podcast. Today we're going to be discussing ways to improve your vocabulary. Joining me is our special guest, English language teacher, Ms. Johnson. Welcome, Ms. Johnson.
Thank you for having me.
So, let's start with the basics. How important is having a good vocabulary for learning English?
Having a good vocabulary is essential for learning English. It's important to understand words in context and be able to use them correctly in conversation and writing.
That makes sense. But for someone who is just starting out, building a strong vocabulary can be overwhelming. What are some tips you would give them?
Well, one tip is to read extensively. Reading books, articles, and news will expose you to a variety of words and their usage. Another tip is to keep a vocabulary journal. When you come across a new word, write it down along with its definition and an example sentence. You can review your journal regularly to reinforce your learning.
Those are great tips. And what about when it comes to speaking? How can someone practice using new words in conversation?
One way is to find a language exchange partner. You can practice speaking with someone who is also learning English and give each other feedback. Another way is to participate in a discussion group or join a language club. This will give you the opportunity to practice speaking in a supportive environment.
Excellent advice. Thank you so much, Ms. Johnson, for joining us today and sharing your expertise.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time for more English learning tips and tricks.